All right, masks, full ERs lead to a new directive, a small problem for small businesses and getting federal help and surprising surge for one travel industry. Just some of the topics that Gina Bullard from KCTV5 this morning is looking into with us here today and what's making news. Let's start out with this. We talked earlier this week about the CDC maybe on the verge of recommending us all be wearing face masks or covering our face when we go out into public. What's the update with that today?
Okay, so the White House is expected to make an announcement today saying that the public should be wearing masks when they do go out into public. So this is definitely a change from where this first started. This will just be an advisory. It's not going to be mandatory. Again, this will not protect you from getting sick, but if you do have the virus, we've seen that some people are not showing any symptoms. It'll protect you from transferring the virus to other people. So that's still a huge help in fighting this pandemic. Also, a good thing to note, the N95 mask that we keep hearing about, you're going to have a hard time finding these. And those aren't the masks they want you to be wearing. If you go on Amazon, they're not even allowing you to buy those masks because they're saving them for the people on the front lines of this.
And those are the people that need to be using those. So like for you and I, if we go out, we can use just, a scarf or a bandana or
those
just
homemade
just
masks.
a homemade mask too.
There's a lot of great videos actually on YouTube that show you how to make them without even sewing. So that's nice.
Perfect. And then also what's news back east in New York, it was kind of the epicenter of the pandemic here in the United States. These ERs, we're seeing video out of them. They're totally full of people.
It's really heartbreaking, honestly. So the ERs in New York City, they are completely full. They have no room at all. They are now saying to the paramedics, if someone has a heart attack, do not bring them to the hospital. Try to revive them at the scene. If you can't revive those people, don't bring them in.
And this was the worry all along from the beginning. It's not, people getting sick and dying necessarily from coronavirus, but the hospitals are going to be so full of people, they won't be able to treat car accident victims or heart attack victims or stuff like that.
They said in their waiting rooms right now, they have people on ventilators in the waiting room.
In the waiting room. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, scary.
Joe and I talked about this last week. The federal government passed the $2.2 trillion stimulus package. Is money moving from that yet? Are we going to see a check anytime soon?
I know so many people are messaging us wondering where is my money?
Well,
it's a tough time.
And just the unemployment numbers last week, all these people out of work are relying on that money.
Totally, and it's understandable. So the IRS is going to start sending out checks. That's on April 9th. But it could be up to 20 weeks before you get your check in the mail.
Oh my goodness.
Hang tight. If you did file your taxes electronically, you're going to have a leg up here. You will probably get your money a lot sooner than if you just sent them through the mail. But that timeline is definitely going to differ. Also, we've been talking about the small business loans. That's a huge part of the stimulus package.
Sure.
Okay, so they're getting ready to dole out that money and figure out who gets what, but banks are now saying, hold up, we don't know what's going on. We're still waiting to hear from the Treasury. So just another kind of disappointing step in this whole thing.
It's where one hand isn't quite talking to the other and doesn't know what the foot's doing or something. So this is a unique story. This blows my mind. So this whole thing it didn't start on cruise ships, but that's one of the first places where the story started breaking here in the U.S. about it. It was back west on those cruise ships. But cruise ship bookings for 2021 are on the increase?
Yes. Okay, so, and by a lot, right? So bookings for 2021, they've gone up 9% in the last 30 days. That's from the same numbers as last year. So cruise ships right now are even still quarantined in places all around the globe. Exactly. So people are still applying for these trips. They're booking them. A lot of them have credits because their cruises got canceled. So I think some of this is people just hoping it's going to be okay by then. I also think part of this is they're cheap right now. Cruises are very cheap, but it's still kind of...
Why not? I mean, I can see both sides of it, but I think it'd be I'd be skittish doing it. And finally here this weekend, HBO home box office finally is offering some free content for us this weekend.
Woo! Yeah, if you ran out of things to watch on Netflix, you're in luck. So 500 hours of programming is going to be free.
Wow.
It kicks off today. So The Wire and Veep, those are two that I want to hit up.
Okay.
But so you have this for, they're not saying until when, but 500 hours. We can get in a lot of hours this weekend.
Yeah,
right?
maybe just some rewatch of Sex and the City or something. Maybe not. Okay.
I like that I know where your mind is.
That's what my wife would want to watch.
I was thinking The Wire.
There we are. All right. Well, thank you very much, Gina. We appreciate it. We'll see you back here on. You won't be here
I'm
Monday.
We'll
see Joe on Monday.
Yeah.
All right, Belinda, over to you.